Professor Walter. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. I want to add my thanks to all of the platform party today for their participation, and particularly to our elected officials who Fred outlined. This is a public university, and their support is absolutely vital to our success. So please join me again in thanking them for everything they do for students. It's now my pleasure to introduce someone whose extraordinary service to the state of New York speaks for itself. Although he is a Brooklyn resident, you'd never know it due to his tireless advocacy for Long Island. A close friend of mine and the Stony Brook family, our United States Senator, Chuck Schumer.
Thank you, President Stanley. And first, let me thank you for the great job you have done here at Stony Brook as president, and to the faculty and the staff, administrative and clerical, board of trustees, and even down to all those who keep the place clean late at night. Together, under President Stanley's leadership, you have made Stony Brook one of the greatest institutions of higher learning, not just in New York, and not even just in the United States, but in the world. Congratulations, John. So it's my honor to address the members of the platform party, friends and families of the graduates, but most of all, you, the class of 2014 Stony Brook. Congratulations. My daughters taught me how to do that, yeah. Now first, I'd like to announce my class gift. You know, it's hard to pay for college and graduate school. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out, that's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So, I wrote a law a few years ago, it's now on the books, that says you or your parents, whoever paid for college or graduate school, can take as a full tax credit $2,500 off your federal taxes for each year of college or graduate school, provided, in Washington there's always a provided your family income is below $200,000 a year. So, those of you who come from families who make below $200,000, make sure you or mom or dad takes that credit. Last year, about a third of all the people who were entitled to it didn't take it. And so remember to do it, and if you forgot over freshman, sophomore, or junior years, or your parents forgot, they can file a 2-page form with the IRS and get as much as $7,500 back. Not a bad class gift. Now what happens if you come from a family that makes above $200,000 a year? God bless you. I'd like to say a word to the moms and dads. I know how you feel. A few short years ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you sat, watched our daughter Jessica come up on stage and get her diploma. It was one of the proudest days of our life. If you're like us, you probably think back to the tough times. It's not easy to raise kids these days in modern society. We remembered when we rushed Jessica to the hospital. She was 4 months old. She had 106.5 fever. We didn't think she'd make it, and praise God, she did. We remembered when we put her on the kindergarten bus for the first time. And as the bus pulled away, she ran to the back of the bus, waving goodbye, tears streaming down her little cheeks. And then at 2 o'clock, when Iris went to pick her up, she bounded off the bus happy as could be. She said, "Mommy, I came back." When we talked to her, she thought we were putting her on the bus and that was it. New family, new house, new neighborhood. Then we remembered Jessie as a teenager, when she didn't say much to us. And when she did, we didn't understand a word she said. And then moms, dads, you see your sons and daughters get that diploma and become an adult before your very eyes. Congratulations to the moms and dads here this afternoon. Finally, one more word of thanks. We're having a great morning here. As we speak, there are young men and women, many from Long Island, who are in our armed forces overseas, risking their lives to defend our freedom. Let's have a round of applause for those men. Now, for this great class, Stony Brook 2014, you're graduating with two major advantages. First is this great education you've gotten here at Stony Brook. Only 30% of all Americans your age will ever get any college degree. And your degree, even for those others who have gotten it, is so much better because you have come from one of the great universities, as I said, on the globe. So that gives you one major advantage. You have an educational advantage. Second, you're the first generation to grow up amidst all of this new technology. In 1988, a few years before most of you were born, that was the first year the word internet was ever used in print. There was no Google, and no Twitter, and no Facebook, and no email, and no text messaging, no LOL. In 1994, when most of you were toddlers, there were just 12 websites on the World Wide Web. You go on the web, and you could only go to 12 websites. Now there are 14 billion. So that shows you how quickly technology is changing our world. And you know, your parents, your teachers, we, the older generation, we try to get used to this technology, but it's hard for us. We formed our living and educational patterns before it was all around. But for you, it's a natural. You were born into it. Technology is to your generation like water is to a fish. You've been swimming in it your whole lives. And so the fact that you've gotten this great education here in Stony Brook, and the fact that you're the first generation to grow up immersed in this technology means one thing. Now is the time, if you've ever had a dream, to reach higher, even if it seems hard to reach. Then reach deep down inside yourself, see what you're made of, see if you can achieve that dream. My advice to the class of 2014 is simple. Go for it. Now, sometimes you'll make the wrong choice. But if my experience is any indication, you'll pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward. If you make the right choice, a lot of hard work, a little luck, some prayer, your life will be enriched forever. Now, I learned these things myself. As I was seated at graduation about 40 years ago, as you are this morning, I learned that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid, for a whole year. For me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. I was a kid from Brooklyn. I had never been out of the country before. But at the same time, I fell in love and met a girl, or I met a girl and fell in love. I had to decide, what do you think? Do I go around the world for a whole year on the all-expense-paid scholarship? Yes. Or do I stay home with the girl? I should have listened to you. I stayed home with the girl. No, don't clap yet out there, you romantics. The story continues. That summer, she went on a brief vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her on her return. As soon as she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face, something was wrong. She dumped me by Labor Day. Here I was, no scholarship, no trip around the world, no girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. You're never going to become anything. And in fact, I stayed in my house for several months, moped around, felt sorry for myself. But somehow I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and moved forward. And a few years later, I found myself seated at graduation once again, this time from law school. But on the way home from law school, I told Mom and Dad that I was not going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them I loved politics. My dream was to run for public office, even though the chances of winning were remote. Well, my parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, they struggled to send me to college and law school. My father was an exterminator, never went to college, never had much money. And the law firm was paying $400 a week, which was more money than my family had ever seen in those days. But my dream was to run for office. So that fall, at the age of 23, I ran for the New York State Assembly against very long odds, and I had 3 opponents. There was the party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So when she said I'd get this dumb idea of being a politician out of my big thick head. Well, class of 2014, a few years earlier, I didn't get that girl. But that November, I won the election. So, to this great class of 2014, reach for that dream. And when you have doubts, you all have doubts. That's the human condition. That's how God made us. Just remember, you have 2 great advantages, and you are the greatest. So to the class of 2014, congratulations! Good luck! Godspeed, and don't forget, go for it!
So thank you so much, Senator Schumer. I would like to add my greetings now to all present today, members of the faculty and staff, parents and friends of the graduates, our distinguished special guests, and above all, the graduating class of 2014. Welcome again to Stony Brook's 54th Commencement Ceremony. Yeah. Graduating from Stony Brook University means that you have received a degree from one of the best universities in the world, one of the top 35 public universities in the U.S., and one of the 62 members of the Association of American Universities, AAU, the most prestigious research universities in North America. Yeah, that's a big deal. Stony Brook University is a demanding place with high academic standards and an extraordinarily talented student body. Our faculty and staff work hard to help every student succeed. But I don't think anyone can say that graduating from Stony Brook is easy. Yeah, it's not. You've met that challenge, and you and your families should be proud of what you have accomplished. You are now among the 5,839 students that will graduate from Stony Brook University this semester, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. These days there is much discussion about the cost of higher education and the importance of preserving access and reducing student debt. Let me make this clear. We care deeply about keeping Stony Brook University affordable and maintaining the diversity that characterizes our campus. But it's also important to emphasize that at Stony Brook, when we talk about access, we talk about access to excellence. And when you look back at the quality of your education, the world-class faculty, the research opportunities, the amazing laboratories and classrooms, and the vibrant student life, I hope you will agree that Stony Brook University is an amazing value. In fact, we were recently ranked the #1 public school in the Northeast for return on investment, with increased earnings of approximately $1 million for in-state and out-of-state students. So parents, it was a good job. And we will continue to push even better. We will work tirelessly to increase the value of your Stony Brook degree every year, improving the quality and reputation of this university, making your investment in Stony Brook, both of time and money, the best investment you ever made. I know I speak for every faculty and staff member at Stony Brook when I say we are committed to excellence, committed to seeing this young university achieve greatness. You should expect nothing less. And of course, we have great expectations for you as well. After all, the success of our alumni is one of the seminal ways by which we are defined as a university. Your successes, your accomplishments, your good works are an integral part of how the world views us and a fundamental measure of our effectiveness as a university. So class of 2014, we are pulling for you, and I know you won't let us down. Why am I so confident? Because some of your classmates have already done some amazing things. Each year I like to highlight just a few of the incredible graduates at Stony Brook University. I would really like to feature all of you, but I did the math, and at 5 minutes per student, it would significantly prolong today's ceremony by about 8 days. So instead, I will focus on just 3. Neha Kinariwala, will you please stand? There she is, way in the back there, okay. Neha is Stony Brook University's first Gates Cambridge Scholar. She is only, yeah, that's worth applauding. She is one of only 40 college students selected from across North America to receive this prestigious award, which will support her studies, yeah, again, thank you. Which will support her studies towards a master's in philosophy degree at Cambridge University. During her time at Stony Brook, Neha did research on the psychosocial effects of illness, working to destigmatize diseases such as epilepsy, autism, and depression. She created the Humanology Project, which features a website that translates medical literature into easy-to-understand blog posts to help educate both patients and the public on these diseases. Neha is one of our Scholars in Medicine recipients and will return to Stony Brook University after her year in Cambridge to begin her medical studies. Neha, congratulations again on all your work. Jean-Claude Velasquez. Jean-Claude, please stand. Oh, there it is. Jean-Claude was a child when he and his mother immigrated to the United States from Colombia. He is the first in his family to attend college. A participant in our EOP program. Jean-Claude graduates today with a double major in philosophy and political science, a 3.95 GPA, and many academic awards, including Phi Beta Kappa. An accomplished writer, he has won essay competitions, including the National Elie Wiesel Prize in Ethics Essay Contest. He has also been an active volunteer, including time spent teaching English as a second language to students in Harlem and Washington Heights. Jean-Claude will attend Columbia University in the fall, first to pursue a master's in healthcare management, followed by studies for his law degree at Columbia Law School. Jean-Claude, congratulations on your work. Monique Grant. Monique, would you please stand?